Hello, I'm your host, Steve Smith, aka Z-Axis, and you're listening to Technology Questions Answered. On today's show, free office software for students and anybody else. Welcome to the 50th episode of your Technology Questions Answered, where today I'll be giving you 3 places where you can go to get or use free office software for your computer. Best of all, operating system not challenged. It will work on anything. So, how about we start talking about these 3 office software solutions after I share a little bit of truth with you. So, here's a fact. For some of you students that may be a little younger than me, or some of them that are my age, you may not remember this. But for those of you that are my age or older, you will remember this detail. We used to write on paper with pens and pencils back in the day where our legibility was actually part of the grade. Which, by the way, quite frankly, don't care if you're a student or a teacher or whatever listening to this, that is an absolute waste of time. Don't bother grading on legibility when your handwriting is locked at the age of 6 or 7, which is also about a fact, by the way. A lot of handwriting is locked when you're really young, so they were bothering us about the legibility of our text way after it was already locked. So, yeah, to all you new students, congratulations. You just won a prize. The ability to be graded on your content and not your legibility, which is absolutely fantastic. You need all the help you can get in a modern age of automation. Word processors today offer you instantaneous spell check and grammatical check, making sure you're not even using the wrong version of the word or a word that sounds the same. So the best reference for that is there, and there. You have the 3 there's. T-H-E-R-E, T-H-E-Y, I believe it's apostrophe R-E, and then T-H-E-I-R. The 3 there's. The most common mistake in the English language, apparently, when you're writing possessive. So, because you don't have this problem, it is a distinct advantage. And grammatical checks were not necessarily used for the longest time, so they still had spell checks, but not grammatical checks. So it's still, if right now, you're in an amazing place. So here's a few things. When using a word processor, Times New Roman for content text and Arial for headers. That makes it really clean, easy to read for everybody. Separates out your text, and you'll get a better mark as long as you make sure to keep the spell check enabled. Now, paper, pencils, and pens were not expensive. So what is the point of this episode? Well, the point of this episode is office software runs into the hundreds of dollars in some cases, $125 to $150 for students, and you still, in many cases, have to prove you are a student in the first place. So if you lose your ID card, didn't get it yet, you're at a really bad place. So this is why I made this episode. And for those that come up and say, well, I bought a new computer or a laptop, it does come with it, make sure you have a full version in there before you say anything, and that you actually have everything you need. Because some of this software, yes, I will admit that my laptop came with a full version with the majority of the stuff in it, but it actually was paid for in the price. It was a pricey device. It was paid for in it. Some of them, they package 30 to 90 day trials of the software, and that might be good if you have 1 term or half a semester, but depending on the length of your semester, that means it may expire by the end. So this is why I made this episode today, specifically targeted towards you students. Because we didn't even have all this when I was younger. We didn't have open source software freely available. If you didn't have it, you had to go somewhere else to actually use it. We had WordPerfect and Word at that point, and sometimes you had to copy the disk at that time floppy, just to be able to do your homework and print on these dot matrix machines that go So yeah, you're all lucky today. Now, here are three choices. You have OpenOffice and LibreOffice. I'm going to talk about these two at the same time because they both come from the same code. OpenOffice, I will call it the mother code. This is the code of origin, and LibreOffice apparently is the descendant. They're both Java-based, which means they work in Mac OS X. They work in Linux, no problem, because it's capable of Java. A lot of people write in Java for Linux and Windows. Windows also handles Java very well. The downloads are like 200, 250 megs max. I believe the download for me when I was getting it somewhere like 123 to 167. It's not a big download, especially by today's standard. They all include word processing, spreadsheets, presentation software, database software, for those who needed math software so you can do these huge calculations like you would on a whiteboard like the one I have right behind me. And they have lower grade drawing software. You can get GIMP, by the way, absolutely free. So it's not the end of the world. If you need drawing software, there's still a lot of software out there for you that's open source and free. But it has exactly what you need as a student or a parent who doesn't want to spend tons of money going out there. Keeping in mind that you, as a student, have to show up with your ID. So if your parents don't have your ID to buy your software, that you're still out of luck. Now, the last option is good for anybody that has a laptop or a desktop with limited space and availability, but still maintains a live internet connection. So it'll even work on these things, tablets. By the way, I use this to keep from printing out documents, keeping my podcast greener. So, for all these mobile devices, laptops, computers, and whatever, my suggestion is Google Docs. It does exactly the same thing as the first two I previously named, and it has the added bonus of storing your files in the cloud. Now, if your teacher was eco-friendly, she would, or he would, allow you to email the original document without printing it out to their email where they would open it. By the way, you can save out to any format you want. That is Microsoft Office capable or OpenOffice or LibreOffice, basically open standard enabled. So that's a really good plus. But also, these documents, Google Docs, can actually read and modify as well. So what you do is you head over to google.com/docs to head over to Google Docs to start using the software. It allows you to use word processing, spreadsheet, presentation, amongst all the other stuff that Google obviously allows you to use. To download OpenOffice, you need to go to openoffice.org. To download LibreOffice, you need to go to libreoffice.org. All of these are absolutely free. Google Docs does require you have a Gmail account. That is fairly easy to come by. All you have to do is register for one, and then you're free to go. Now, next week I'll be starting Season 2 of Technology Questions Answered, where I'll be talking about advertising buzzwords and what can actually happen to your computer. This is specifically targeted at a few commercials, one in particular that I saw that claims things like if you don't do this and don't buy our software, your computer will, well, according to them, basically will paraphrase them, your computer will die a very, very bad death. So this is going to be a truth be told episode for Technology Questions Answered, and I will just explain a few things about advertising. The kind of advertising you get on your screen where they try to scare you into buying something, and then you got the other type where it says that your whole world will descend on you if you don't do all this, exactly the way I tell you to. Yeah, I'll get rid of all the negative information that they push at you and bring you to the light of all things. Also, I'm in the process of releasing numerous mobile applications, so I'm going through the whole process of getting into the Android market. I have to go and get my iOS developer license still, and the Android market a lot has me having to pay for the developer license as well. Also trying to get into another app store for Android at the same time. I also include applications for Symbian, Bada, and I have a working HTML5 version of the website. So the same website where you go and download the files, subscribe to my show, access the latest informations for events, chats, contests. Yes, I put back that section on the front page of my website. Basically, the website where you get any information about my podcast and business, www.zedaxis.net. Here's the bonus. If you go and use your computer and go to the home page, you can scan with your mobile phone the QR code on the screen, and it will bring you to the HTML5 version of the website. Please keep in mind that the applications are sent out to be verified before being sent into various marketplaces. So use the mobile site version. It will allow you to save to the home page, a home screen on your phone, as though you actually downloaded the actual native application. And best of all, every time I put out a new episode, you'll be able to watch it on your mobile device using YouTube as the actual source of the podcast. Otherwise, you can see all the latest information in the Twitter feed, the Facebook feed, and the news engine directly on that application. And you can even contact us by phone, email, or send me a letter by snail mail if you want. The address is all there. So, thank you for listening to Technology Questions Answered. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Like and even favorite the show. You can put your comments down below on YouTube. Or you can email at me at tqa@zedaxis.net. Any stories, comments, suggestions, or questions that you want on this show. Have a great day, stay safe, and online.